One of the things I really like that you often talk about is smallness. That I think that also comes from Course in Miracles, but many people, including myself, I mean, not right now, but long time ago, I used to think I'm so small, I'm so insignificant. And you say that that's not true. Everyone has unlimited potential. What would you say to people? But Alan, you are, big shot, and Naoko, you published a book, but I am insignificant. What would you say to those people?
Well, I did a workshop in Tokyo once, and a woman stood up and spoke. She was bilingual and bicultural, Japanese and American. So she said something in Japanese, and then she translated herself in English for me. And she said, wow, she said, when I was speaking in Japanese, I felt very small and apologetic and guilty. When I spoke in English, I felt empowered and worthy and strong. And so we're not talking so much about Japanese and English as we're talking about different mindsets.
Yes. Pattern.
So
pattern,
and we have an identity. So you have an identity of small and worthless and anything like that. But then you also have within you a bigger identity. It's a different voice, a different energy. And so when you step into that bigger energy, that's really powerful. So we have to practice finding that bigger voice and listening to it and acting on it.
Exactly. Yeah. What you said about that Japanese, the bilingual lady is very interesting, because I think in Japanese culture, parents think, oh, don't stand out, or don't be so aggressive, don't speak out. So you are like almost trained to stay small. And I'm sure the parents, they meant well, but the result is when you speak in Japanese, you are small, you stay small.
Derukugi.
Exactly. Yeah. Can you talk about your own transformation? Like, are there like any turning points? Did you used to think you were small also?
Sure. I had one big turning point. I was studying with a spiritual master named Hilda.
Yes.
She gave a big class every week in a big church in New York.
In New York,
New York, Manhattan. And one week I had a guilt attack, like an unworthiness attack. And I decided I needed to make a public confession. So I stood in front of the class and I took the microphone. There were 300 or 400 people in the audience. I said, I have to admit I'm a phony. Sometimes I lie. I don't look people in the eye. I have relationships that don't work. I made a long list of what was wrong with me. And then I sat down and Hilda took the microphone. She said, Alan's right. He is a phony. Skashi. He's not a phony in the way he thinks he is. He's a phony because he thinks he's his human problems. And he forgot that he's really a perfect child of God. So that really helped dislodge me from my sense of self-judgment and unworthiness. And she reminded me that my true identity is bigger than my human problems.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good story. Yeah. So what you think you are is actually, that is the phony one, and then the real you is the child of God. Yeah.
Right. And that small identity is learned. We're not born with parents, teachers, church. They give you a bad identity and then you accept it. But children are born confident and free. So we want to return to who we were before we learn shame. Shame is learned and guilt is learned.
Yes. Mhm.